Good morning, students. Happy Diwali, Happy New Year. I wish you will get immense success in your life and this journey will be memorable for you, for your career, and you get a lot of happiness in your life. Let's begin our journey of chapter number 4. In the last session, before the vacation, we discussed about the verbal analogy. Now, moving on to chapter number 4. As your exams are coming nearer, dates are declared, so you should be preparing yourselves for the exam. And even we are about to finish our course. Like 4th, I'm going to start, and then the 5th, and then the last topic which is remaining in your syllabus. This chapter is about assertive skills. Now, what we mean by assertive skills that we will explore through the session. Not only this, but again, this will give you a strategy to prepare yourself for the future perspective. Assertive or assertiveness means the ability to express opinions or desires strongly and with confidence so that people take notice. તમે દૃઢપણે ઘણી વખત હા પાડો છો, સ્પષ્ટપણે ઘણી વખત પોઝિટિવ રિસ્પોન્સ કરો છો. That is a kind of your behavior through which you are expressing your opinion by saying yes or no, and to show your desire strongly with confidence, that is assertiveness. The title of the story is The Verger. You will come to know about the verger. Who is verger? What he was doing in the church. Basically, he was working in the church. And later on, what happened in his life. And how he transformed himself. That you will come to know from the story. But before that, let us have a glimpse about the assertive skill. Assertiveness is a skill regularly referred to in social and communication skills training. Again, like another skills, it is very important to adopt. It is referred to be known as social as well as communication skill, and it is all the time taught, especially in the seminars and training for CS. Being assertive means what? Being assertive means being able to stand up for your own or other people's right in a calm and a positive way without being either aggressive or passively accepting wrong. What is that? It is like you never lose your temper. It is like you be calm. It is like you be positive in a way that you do not show your aggressive nature, and you can accept some things passively as if considering a wrong, but you do not lose your temper. It is also a kind of an ability that you stand on your own for people's right. Assertive individuals are able to get their point across without upsetting others or becoming upset themselves. Yes, it is like you stand on your own point, but you are not making upsetting or you are not making others upset. In a way, you are proving your ideology. Again, the idea of assertiveness means express yourself openly and honestly, positively and confidently. Yes, to show your confidence, to reveal your presentability, and to show your openness. It means assertiveness. Again, It is very important to elaborate its meaning because while writing the question about it, you can reveal that what is assertiveness. It means the ability to express opinions and desires strongly and with confidence so that people take notice. People take notice of your statement, people take notice of your opinion, of your idea. That yes, strongly you have expressed your feeling. Assertive people understand their rights and responsibilities and stand up for them. So they know about their rights, they know about their responsibilities, and they stand up for their ideas. They are not afraid to say no if the situation demands it. They are not afraid to say no. Yes. In this story, you will come to know that the situation comes in which Verger has to deny about something, then Verger denied very clearly. This is his assertiveness. If the situation demands, then you cannot say yes all the time. You cannot be fake all the time. They are not shy or hesitant to ask for clarification for others. Yes, they are such people who are clearly say yes or who are clearly say no. And they never hesitate to ask for clarification from others because they are very confident enough. They do not demand for the clarification. They ask for help whenever it is needed. Yes, they even do not hesitate to demand for the help. Whenever it is needed, they can. They are such people like their body language shows confidence and belief in themselves. Again, I tell you, in contrast to assertive behavior, there are two undesirable types of behavior. If we are talking about like assertive people, they are very confident enough and they believe, they are having a belief in themselves. In contrast to them, others who are submissive, their behavior is submissive and aggressive. While submissiveness refers to agreeing to everything at the cost of paying to oneself. Aggression refers to achieving one's goal, unmindful of how others suffer. Both behaviors lead to problems in human relationships. Sometimes these are also not digestible. Sometimes, in contrast to assertive, this submissive એટલે દબાઈ જાય કે વસ્તુ કે પરિસ્થિતિને સ્વીકારી લે એવા પ્રકારનું. Now, in this story, the verger, the foreman states his position very clearly and confidently. Crux of the story means the main idea of the story, what is happening in the story. Like in the story, the verger, the foreman states his position clearly and confidently. Yes, he denied. After working 16 years in the church, he denied like he is not ready to adopt something new. Why? Because of his assertiveness. The verger is the designation that he possesses, and the foreman, it is his name. States means to say about his position very clearly and confidently. And now what did he say, about which context, that we will discuss through the story. He says that he cannot learn to read or write at his age. Something was demanded from him, and with that he was not ready to accept new things, like he was not ready to learn to read or write at his age. He knows that he has to give up his job, yet he does not behave in a way that will allow him to keep the job but lose his self-respect. He wasn't ready to lose his self-respect. He knows that the result will be not in his favor of. He perhaps might have to leave or give up his job, but he does not want to behave in such a way that will allow him to keep the job, and he also was not ready to lose his self-respect. So with that reason, he denied of something. To tide over his crisis, he establishes a petty shop and becomes a big businessman. Yes, he was in such a position after losing his job. He was in a condition of crisis that in his initial stage of crisis, he establishes a petty, એટલે કે નાની એવી નાનકડી એવી shop he started, and later on from that one small petty shop he became an owner of multiple shops, and then he was a big businessman. How he transformed himself from the verger to a big businessman, this you will come to know from the story. In the end, he is also willing to risk investing his money in shares and stocks. At the end, you'll come to know about it. Like, again, the destiny has brought something new in his life, and he was ready to go for the new risk. Like, he was ready to invest his money, and he wanted to buy because he was guided and suggested by his people, like he can buy, he can invest his money for shares and stocks. Thus, he displays the assertive skills required for success in life. So, he displays, like from this story, we come to know, and his character displays, it shows that sometimes this type of skills are very much required for the success in our life. It is very useful to adopt such skills like assertive skills. ઘણી વખત હા પાડી દેવાથી ઘણા બધા નિરાકરણો થઈ જાય છે. ઘણી વખત રિસ્ક લેવાથી, ઘણી વખત નવી દિશામાં ઝંપલાવવાથી તમને ઘણા બધા નવા પરિણામો મળી શકે છે. સો ધીસ ઇઝ વોટ ધ કેસ ઇઝ ઓર ધ સ્ટોરી ઇઝ. Now, before we move on to the story, let me make your sense very clear that we started this by giving the meaning of assertive skill, what is assertiveness, and what is exactly an assertive skill. Then after we moved on to the main idea about the story, and now this is what the story is beginning, or the story begin. In the beginning of the story, there is a kind of ceremony, Christening ceremony. Usually, it performs in a church. So there had been a christening ceremony going on at St. Peter's Neville Square, and Albert Edward Foreman still wore his gown. Like Albert Edward Foreman, again let me make this point clear. Like Albert Edward Foreman, he is the verger in the church. He is wearing his gown, and there is a ceremony called christening ceremony which was going on at St. Peter's Neville Square. That is the name of the church. St. Peter's Neville Square was a church much favored by the fashionable for these ceremonies. કહેવાય ને કે ભાઈ બહુ જ પ્રખ્યાત એ એરિયાનો, and especially for the fashionable people who perform their ceremonies, such ceremonies here. For that, this was popular in those days. He wore this gown as the dignified symbol of his office. He has kept this new one. It folds as full and stiff, though it were made not of alpaca but of perennial bronze. For funerals and weddings, એટલે લગ્ન માટે કે funerals માટે એક ખાસ અલગ રાખેલું ગાઉન હોય કે કોઈ સેરેમનીઝ માટે એવું એને ગાઉન સાઈડમાં મૂકેલું that he was wearing. St. Peter's Neville Square was a church much favored by the fashionable people for their ceremonies. And now he wore only his second best. So he was wearing his second best gown for that. It was showing his dignity. It was showing not only his dignity but the dignity of a kind of a symbol of his office. Without it, he did not feel good enough. He pressed it and ironed it by himself. પોતે પોતાની જાતે પ્રેસ કરતો અને વ્યવસ્થિત આયનિંગ કરી અને પાછું કબોર્ડમાં મૂકી આપતા. During the 16 years he had been verger of this church, he was performing this duty, this pious duty from the church from last 16 years. So he was quite experienced and sincere person in the church. He had a succession of such gowns, but he had never been able to throw them away when they were worn out and the complete series. એની પાસે એવા મલ્ટિપલ ગાઉન્સ હતા, રાઈટ. He used to keep neatly wrapped up in brown paper, lay in the bottom drawers of the wardrobe in his bedroom. ખાસ કરીને જ્યારે તમારે નવા કપડાં પહેરવાના હોય ને તમે કેમ પ્રસંગે પહેરીને પાછા આયનિંગ કરી અને વ્યવસ્થિત રીતે કપબોર્ડમાં નીચેના ડ્રોવરમાં મૂકો છો. ઇન ધ સેમ વે he was keeping in the bottom drawers of the wardrobe in his bedroom. So this was a kind of beginning of the story. What is happening? A kind of a ceremony was going on, and then he was performing his duty. Then the character, the vicar, is introduced. Before that, something about the verger is said here. Like the verger, he wanted to meet this vicar, newly appointed fellow who is the head of the church, who was appointed, and that person was known as the vicar. The verger busied himself quietly, replacing the painted wooden cover on the marble fount, taking away a chair that had been brought for an infirm old lady, waited for the vicar to have finished in the vestry so that he could tidy up in there and go home. વ્યવસ્થિત વાતચીત કરી અને જે કંઈ પણ પ્રસંગનો ઓવરવ્યૂ હોય એ વિકારને આપી અને પોતે પોતાના ઘરે જઈ શકે. So he was waiting for the vicar. So now the character come. The vicar had been but recently appointed, a red-faced, energetic man in the early 40s, and Albert Edward still regretted his predecessor, a clergyman of the school who preached leisurely sermons in a silvery voice and dined out a great deal with his more aristocratic parishioners. Now what is happening in the story? Like this man who has come from where, who was looking how, and exactly the vicar had been recently appointed in the church. How he was looking red-faced, energetic man in his early 40s. Albert Edward was not liking this fellow. He wasn't satisfied with this fellow because he found and he thought about this like no one else has come like him. And in his journey, a clergyman of the school, he did not find such fellow. How he was delivering these sermons in a silvery voice and dined out with a great deal with his more aristocratic parishioners. He wanted to establish himself so that what he did is he liked to have a talk always with the aristocratic people. Foreman did not like this new man who wanted to have his finger in every pie. So Foreman was not at all liking this fellow because he was always indulging himself in every matter. But Foreman was a tolerant. Just now we discussed about the assertiveness. He was a man, he was a firm-minded person, he was a kind of a tolerant. And St. Peter's, in a very good position, Foreman, he said, "Will you come into the vestry for a minute? I have something to say to you." This is what the conversation happened with Foreman through Vicar. Vicar invited him. Vicar wanted to have a talk with him. So he said, and he in fact asked to Foreman, that will you come into the vestry, that is the side part of the church, for a minute, so that he had a talk with him. Then the conversation about the christening ceremony and all happened, like the description about the ceremony was given by the verger. When they started talking about the ceremony, the foreman, he gave the description about this, and Vicar appreciated by saying like a very nice christening. He also said like he has noticed, and the child was crying, and how he handled that small child, that baby, and for that he appreciated foreman's job. Foreman, we have got something rather unpleasant to say to you. આ બધી જે કંઈ પણ રેગ્યુલર ક્રિશ્ચનિંગ સેરેમનીની વાત થઈ જાય છે પછી ફોરમેનની સાથે એને કદાચ ન ગમતી એવી વાત કરવાની એવી ઈચ્છા છે. યુ હેવ ફુલફિલ્ડ ધ ડ્યુટીઝ ઓફ યોર ઓફિસ ટુ ધ સેટિસ્ફેક્શન ઓફ એવરીબડી કન્સર્ન, કે તમે આટલા વર્ષોથી બહુ જ સરસ કામ કરી રહ્યા છો, એમાં ના નથી, રાઈટ? એન્ડ ઇવન યુ ટ્રાય ટુ ગીવ સેટિસ્ફેક્શન ટુ ઓલ ફોર એવરીબડી ઇઝ કન્સર્ન, એ પણ ખૂબ જ સારું છે. But a most extraordinary circumstance came to my knowledge the other day, and I felt it my duty to impart, means to give it to the church wardens. મને એક બહુ જ જાણવા જેવી બાબત કે આ સંજોગો પ્રમાણે કે આ સિચ્યુએશનમાં મને આ જાણવા મળ્યું છે. ઇટ કેમ ટુ માય નોલેજ લાઈક, and I wanted to impart this to the church wardens also. I discovered to my astonishment that you could neither read nor write. That I found this thing. And with surprise, I came to know that you are not able to read and write. The verger's face betrayed no sign of embarrassment. He wasn't at all embarrassed. He was not at all disappointed. He did not feel like he was betraying the church from last 16 years, right? He was so confident, he was so pure that he did not feel an element of betrayal, and he did not feel embarrassment. Then Edward Foreman responded. પછી એડવર્ડ ફોરમેન જવાબ આપે છે. The last vicar knew that, sir, તમારી પહેલાં જે વ્યક્તિ અહીંયા હેડ તરીકે હતા, who was appointed, he was knowing about this reality. He replied, it didn't make no difference. He always said there was a great deal too much education in the world for taste. So there are many things to do, like there, in fact, many things to learn, to educate, to get an education in the world. And it makes no difference, like it is not a great deal, that it makes no difference to me that if I am not educated, then it makes no difference with my knowledge. So then Verger has given the clarification. Why? Because being the member of the church, at least person should be educated, literate, one should know how to read and write. So that all the things were clarified by the verger. But in response to that, do not you want to know this, said the other church warden. Don't you ever want to write a letter? શું તમને એવું નથી લાગતું કે તમારે ભણવાની જરૂર છે અથવા તો લખતા વાંચતા શીખવાની જરૂર છે? Other church wardens have asked. Don't you feel that you should write a letter? Again Verger has given the clarification. No, my lord, I seem to manage very well without. I am having the manager for that. I can manage these things on my own. How? And of late years now, they have all these pictures in the papers. I get to know what's going on pretty well by the pictures. My wife is quite a scholar, and if I want to write a letter, she writes it for me. So he is having a kind of helping hand, his wife. She usually does these things. If he requires any kind of letter or to write a letter, he is there and he takes his wife's help. So, in a way, Verger has given his clarification. He was quite firm. He did not require this knowledge or this literacy of reading and writing. So, I think I should end here, and tomorrow I'll continue the story, what is happening in the story. Revise the story till tomorrow, sorry, and you'll come to know what happens next in the story. See you tomorrow, girls. Have a nice day.